Howdy folks, me again. I realise it's been a wee while since I last put any sort of decent filmed footage on the old channel. I'll be honest, the weather's been absolutely awful and it's still continuing to be awful just now. In fact, actually we've not actually had a dry day in about 6 or 7 weeks. This is as bright as it's going to get just now. So I'm out walking the dog at the moment. Hence the intro there. There's going to be a change on this channel. Daisy, down, come here. There's going to be a change on this channel. This year I'm going back to my local river Thurso. It's a river that it's very close to my heart. I grew up on this river. I cast my very first fly rod on this river back in 1994 and I fished it to death all throughout my teenage years, right into my 20s. Kind of stopped when I came 30, 31. They changed the rules. They weren't sort of like offering trout fishing so much. But because Harpsdale's going through a business model change, there's not going to be any stillwater angling up here until the summertime, and even then we have to just see what the owners are going to do in regards to charging for memberships in that place. It's all up in the air just now, so I thought I'll get a chat with the secretary of the Thurso River Association, a guy I've known for years. I used to work with him years ago, Stan. And I was saying to him, look, I fancy getting back on the river again, but I'm only really interested in trout. Is there any way that you might be able to wangle me a deal where I can get on this river for trout this year? And luckily, thanks to him and a few other members in the committee that know me from when I was a wee nipper, I've said yes. They've given me special permission to fish about 2 mile stretch of this river for trout this year. So we're going to be doing Czech nymphing and Euro nymphing, folkies. I used to do this technique 20 odd years ago, so I might be a bit rusty when I get back into it again, but I used to do a lot of upstream dry fly. I used to do short line nymphing, oh god, when I was in my sort of like late teens and early 20s, and then I sold that kit and just focused on the lochs. So this is going to be a change for the channel this year. There's going to be a lot more river fishing. Still will be up in my lochs up at Dunnet Head come April when they open, because obviously I do love my loch fishing, but we're going to be sort of swithering between loch and river fishing this year. I've just got myself a new rod. I wanted to just kind of break myself back into the river gently, so I've just gone and ordered a fairly cheap rod. Andy and IB were using this a couple of years ago on their channel. It's the Shakespeare Oracle 2 10-foot 3-weight. I'll show you here. So I've got that. I've got myself a new nymphing line from Witchwood. It's, again, one of their Connect Series 2 river nymphers. I think it's a double taper between 2 and a 4. So it'll be a perfect little sort of line to use for light dry fly fishing, and also just to throw out some Czech nymphs on a short line. So we're going to get into that technique this year. I'm hoping to get back out in the river towards the tail end of March, so watch this space, folkies. I just want to also say, this, with me trout fishing on the Thurso River here, has only been arranged by special permission through the association. This isn't something that members of the public can pay for. The association does not sell day and evening permits for trout on this river like they used to do 20 odd years ago. So just in case anyone asks, you can't get it unless you're a fully paid up member of the Thurso River Association, which allows you to fish for salmon. You have the automatic rights to fish for trout. Well, the association has given me special permission to fish this stretch of river for trout. So please, folkies, don't make inquiries, because it's just not feasible unless you're an established Thurso River Angling Association member. Again, I want to pass on my thanks to Stan, the secretary, and the rest of the committee members for allowing me access to fish this for trout this year, and let's hope this continues as well. But anyway, getting back on track, Czech nymphing, Euro nymphing. We'll see what happens with the stillwater come the summer months. It depends on how much the owners are going to be charging for either syndicate fishing or season holder permits. I don't know. That'll determine whether or not I can afford it or not. I'm getting a lot of housework done just now. We're getting renovation work going to be starting in the next couple of months. That's going to cost a few grand, so money's going to be a little bit tight in that regard. Hence the reason why I'm coming back out in the river. So got myself rigged up with a whole bunch of Czech nymph flies. Callum from Vice Flies, my good mate Callum, you'll know Callum from Vice Flies. He's sent me up some stillwater flies and a whole bunch of Euro nymphs, which I can't wait to try them as well. I just want to get back into the Czech nymphing side of it, short line Czech nymphing to begin with. And then, if I get some luck on that, I'll maybe give the old Euro nymphing a bash. Never tried Euro nymphing. I used to do Czech nymphing, but I've never done the Euro nymphing before. So yeah, the river's a little bit high, but again, we're what, start of February. It's another month and a half away yet before I'm on the actual riverbank. So thanks for bearing with. Keep watching the channel for future videos, and I'll see you all on the riverbank very soon. See you in a bit.